Chapter 7 and 8. What does a principal need to know about discipline for students with disabilities? What does a principal need to know about accountability? Disciplinary procedures for students with disabilities. Students with disabilities must adhere to the same disciplinary standards as the general education student. If a process of discipline modification is in the student's IEP or individual education program, it must be followed. Students with disabilities may be placed in a temporary setting or suspended if the school policy, based on the infraction, states this discipline action. A change in placement may occur if the total number of days removed from the school environment totals more than 10. The removals are the same from the same behavior over and over. Any other important information that may be associated with discipline issues. This can include home life or other situations on the exterior of the school. On the 11th straight day, after this many consecutive days, services must be made available. These services must be in line with the student IEP. A manifestation determination must be made to decide whether the behavior is associated with the student's disability. If it is deemed a result of the student's disability, a review of the IEP and/or develop a behavioral plan. Decision making. A principal may make a discipline placement in regards to the student's IEP on his own. This is based on each student individually. There are certain incidents and actions that a principal must act with consideration of an IEP. A. Weapons. B. Buying or selling drugs or illegal items. C. Hurting someone within the school environment. Students can be placed for 45 days because of these issues. Appealing a disciplinary decision, the due process hearing. Appealing. A hearing can be asked for by the principal and the parents to examine a student with needs disciplinary issues. All parties are encouraged to mediate a decision before it gets to the due process proceedings. Meeting within 15 days of filing and a decision within 10 days of process completion. Due process. A hearing officer presides over the case. Students can be returned to previous status if their disability is at fault for behavior. Principals can appeal the decisions. If the situation is deemed unsafe, the student can be put in another safe setting for up to 45 days. Positive behavior reinforcement. Behavior intervention. PBIS. Positive Behavior Intervention Services. Reinforcement. Show correct behavior and expectations. This can be done at the beginning of the year through in-services, videos, and activities with your students. What is logical? Explain to students what you believe things to be norms and understood concepts. Offer respect to receive respect. De-escalate situations. This can include raising your voice, stepping outside the room for conversations, or ignoring minor behaviors. Interventions. Allowing students to have somebody step in and to help them deal with situations that are occurring. Behavior. Use data to help identify, use function-based intervention. Establish behavior objectives. 5 parts of objectives. 1 is the learner. 2 is conditions. 3 is target behavior. 4 is mastery criteria. 5 is reliability criteria. The dimensions of special education instructions. Hallahan and Kaufman, 2005. Pace. This leaves flexibility to speed up or slow down the rate of instruction. Intensity. How hard does a teacher need to push students and how to calmly de-escalate situations? Relentlessness and structure. Relentlessness. The ability to stay on a subject or lesson until there is acquisition by a special needs student. Most teachers want to move on. Structure. Special education students need specific assistance to help obtain concepts and skills. These techniques in the special education classroom differ in their hands-on approach. These have specific, monitored, and reward positive outcomes. The dimensions continued. Reinforcement. This is incentive-based motivation for student drive and success. Pupil-teacher ratio. Special education classes have a reduced number of students in comparison to general education classes. The classrooms with more severe disabilities have more teachers and support staff involved directly in the room. Curriculum. The goal is for all students to have the same curriculum and desired goals, but in a special education classroom, this may not be the same. The goals established in the IEP set the precedence for the desired outcomes. Monitoring. In most states, standardized testing is given to special needs students no matter their program or goals. The curriculum may not fall in the same lines as testing. This shows on the overall school score. Principals must deal with this and maintain integrity for all. Supervising special education teachers. Evaluating special education teachers. Supervising. Special education teachers have a unique position that catches them in the middle of 2 supervisors, the building principal and the district special education supervisor. Working in conjunction with understanding laws and techniques can be essential. Allow special education teachers to attend in-services and training to remain current and up to date. Evaluation. CEC recommends that special education teachers be involved in the creation and acting on their evaluations. Teachers need to help to define their place in the educational process, what are desired outcomes, how severe is the current student population, and teachers' assistance in developing IEPs. In every other aspect, they are evaluated just like every other teacher.